You are watching another Lax Factor film review, and today is part 2 of the 2-part Duke offense series where we take a look at how Duke attacks the cage out of their offensive sets. In part 1, we looked at how they dodged from out top and from corners, and today we're going to look at how they attack the cage from X, how they use space, and you'll learn about the no-no zone. Let's get to it. All right, on this one here, this is a really good example of how you can actually purposely work to get a defender hung up on an attackman out back. Teams mastered this year. But what you're going to see here is you're seeing Guterding. He's specifically, there's a line kind of that goes off that back pipe here. I'm probably making it crooked. Let's try it again, see if I can get it straight this time. So there's kind of a line that goes back here. That was even worse. And Guterding's trying to stay on this side of it. Reason being, his pole wants to hang here if he can, because as this dodge comes in here, this pole is an easy way to make sure that this dodger doesn't beat that guy underneath. So you'll see, as that happens, he's trying to help. The dodge is almost just a dummy dodge, as you can see, almost purposely trying to hold this defender, and by holding him, boom. Now we've got a hang up. Now, we're not going to see Guterding use it for anything, but that's just a quick example of how you can hang up a defender. Now what we're going to see, though, is this is an example of what Duke does when they're dodging out back to try to create space. Duke, they're not going to try to get Guterding to beat a guy high and to bring him into the middle. Let's get Guterding's guy on him here. What Guterding's trying to do here is he's trying to only use the space that they've given him. So this is the space that Guterding is working with in here. So he's going to want to try to dodge his man up into here somewhere. I would have liked to see him go a little deeper, with the idea being it's going to keep this guy honest and this guy honest, but he's not going to go far enough to draw the double, and then he's going to turn around. Boom. So see, he didn't draw the double, turned around, with the whole idea being, now if I turn around and plant hard, now I've got my hands free and I'm going to try to bust a question mark move. If that works out, good. And he gets a shot off. If it didn't work out, he's got this attackman filling. They always run a two-man game when the ball's at X, so the other attackman or the other player who's out back there is simply going to do exactly what they do out top. He's going to fill where Guterding came from. So if Guterding dodges from here to here, this guy's job over here is to simply fill that space and be an outlet. So had Guterding not taken this beautiful shot, he would have been here out back to receive that from Guterding and then take the ball back up the other side. But that's not what happened. We'll see the replay. And again, you see this whole area here. This is the kind of stuff that you're looking for. Blank space, and try to learn to dodge just within that space. No help can get to you. If you can figure out how to get a shot off in the space allowed, nobody can guard you. No one can come to help. That's probably supposed to be a save, though. All right, so here we are going to see an example of how they don't even necessarily need a short stick to be playing this two-man game here. What we're going to see here is Guterding play the two-man game with the long pole, because it doesn't even matter. All he's trying to do is end up getting up here, and he's trying to draw eyeballs, because we have 1, 2 Duke players here. We have the help already down. So we have this guy already cheating off his man. We have this guy, who's the next one, already kind of cheating off his man, and we have this guy backing the crease up. There's another midi out here, and there's another Duke player out here. So Guterding's going to dodge once. Didn't like it. Pole was going to come off. Now let's stay on a little longer. And now this is what we're looking for here. What we're going to see, and what Guterding's going to see, is by dodging up here, he is so dangerous, we see a man who's getting ready to help. We see this guy here who's trying to tell somebody to get this guy. But what's happening more importantly than anything else, and what Guterding sees, Guterding is got his head and his gaze solely on that man, because that man is covering the backside crease, meaning the midi who's out here, who's off screen, is going to be able to come in here, receive a pass from Guterding. Boom, shot, score. Opposite side. We'll see the replay. So it's opposite ball. Guterding's dodging up here. The most deadly player in this entire set isn't this guy, although he could be. It's the midi who's opposite. This perfectly, he comes into the middle of the field like he should. Guterding's going to see it. His man had gotten busy trying to help that backside crease, and then he gets hung up trying to come back to him. Hands free, time and room, whatever you want to call it. Goal. And they incorporate everybody here. So once again, Manown, he came in. It was more just a half dodge. He comes in and then he's going to come back up again. But once again, Manown, had he dodged, that's the space he's working with, and that's where he wants to stay. These guys, their job is to keep their men kind of in this line away from that spot so he has that room. He's not going to choose to take it. We're going to see a good possession here where it goes mid-attack. So 2-man, again, Smith pops, he comes down. Very simple. We see Manown camping backside. He could probably sneak up a little. He probably would if his man was more of a threat, but he's okay where he is. We're going to give it back to the attack again. And you'll see, as we keep saying over and over again, low-risk dodge. He's got this space to work in, and watch what he does. Stays in. He's going to redodge even. Hey, can I get up? Nope. Guterding has his man hung up. He's not going to use it. Now, ideally, this is the space Guterding has to work with. Had he followed that rule, Duke would be okay here. He's going to get greedy. Now, it's Guterding, so they're going to let him get greedy and take some chances from time to time. That's why he's Guterding. But you're going to see now he's going to go into the no-no zone. He should have gotten this shot off, and we've seen Ryder Guernsey do this really well, where he's great at getting into here and getting that high, but getting that shot off from here. We're going to see Guterding get greedy, either whether it be through a check holding him up, but he's going to end up in here and getting quadruple teamed and lose the ball. But you see, that's why you don't dodge there. That's where the risk goes way up. He was even going to be okay in this spot here if he had released up there. But once you start getting into the no-no zone, that's where you turn the ball over. And here is going to be a dodge by Conley all the way down this side, and then we're going to see him give it up to Guterding. He's going to dodge down the alley, give it to Guterding. You're going to see him set a pick here now for Guterding. So Guterding is going to come in and then run off this pick hard. And you saw that little redodge there. That was really just to set his man up to run off the pick. That's kind of a basketball thing. If you've ever played basketball and you've run pick and rolls and practiced it, that's one of the things you always learn. You have to set yourself up to run off the pick properly. It's not the guy picking who has to get in the proper spot. You have to run off of his pick properly, which he did. Now, once again, we already talked about this with Guterding. Here is his space. And if he stayed in here, he would have been good. And, I mean, he could have gotten a shot off. This is where, once again, Guernsey is incredible at wrapping shots around his defender. He gets greedy, goes into the no-no zone. Don't go into the no-no zone. So here we're going to see Duke do a little bit more of a traditional two-man game. We're going to see a terrible pick set right here for Guterding. Defense hedges it well, meaning the midfielder hedges it just enough to give Fake time to get if he wanted to. Now they're going to switch that up. And this is where Gutterding's smart. He sees that he's got a shorty. He's going to attack the middle. Fake is going to be forced to jump this. Guterding feeds that side here. So what do you do here? You're going to bring it up, and you have options. You're going to bring it up. He's going to come out here and break down. They have the crease covered, so his best option in the end is come up here and shoot. But as soon as you get the ball from this man on this side and he bangs it back to you over here, always immediately attack the cage with your head up. Shot. He doesn't score it, but it's a good take.